Step forward and chase what matters. JP Morgan Chase Bank.
Over and under on FM News Radio 100.5. Join the show now at 733-KXNT, 733-5968, and follow us at KXNT.com.
All right, join us right now on the Land Rover Las Vegas hotline is actor and founder of Easy Street Motorsports, Ali Afshar, who's preparing to set 2 world records for the world's fastest and quickest Subaru next month right here in Vegas at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Ali, hey, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thank you.
So you already hold the world record, so you're actually going to break your own world record. Is that correct?
Actually, no, I don't own it anymore. I had it for the longest time, but then one of our friendly rivals in Australia, Tony Rigoli Performers, they've come out there and in the last couple of years eclipsed mine. We haven't been racing full-time like we were back in the year, so the last 2 years they have the record for the world's fastest Subaru. I believe I still have the record for the world's fastest all-wheel drive Subaru, but they actually have it for overall. So I'm going to go try to beat our friendly rivals down under.
What is it? Is it the speed itself? Is it the competition? What is it that drew you into doing this, especially the drag racing part?
Well, when I was a kid, to be honest with you, it was the affordability. You know, you could spend $10 on a Wednesday night and go to the local drag strip, which was up at Sears Point Raceway. I grew up in the Petaluma Hills. We had a ranch in the Petaluma Hills. So on Wednesday night, I had my 67 Camaro, and for $10 you can go there and race and get your car to go faster. And yes, there was a lot of speed and competition. You're racing against somebody else. Plus, you know, growing up watching all the movies from American Graffiti and all these things, you know, you got the backbone of this car culture. So between the affordability, availability, and the adrenaline you got, and the faster you get, you know, people that don't drag race sometimes think, oh, it's just like in a straight line. But how many of us, to be honest, has a light turned red on your regular public streets or whatnot, and you take off and you're racing the guy next to you? We do it all the time.
Well, my problem was always I was driving a 1980 Toyota pickup, a 5-speed. I didn't win too many times.
Yeah, that's a good car to drag race with, exactly. But here's the cool thing. You could have gone and drag raced that car for $10. You can still go and drag race that car for $10 and bracket race, and they'll handicap you, and you could still win because it comes down to the driver. You know, they bracket racing and they handicap you. So if you're going against a 10-second car and you're running 16s in your car, you know, you're going to get a 6-second head start, and whoever can react quicker. And, you know, I really liked it. It was quick. It was adrenaline. It was accessible. It was doable. And the fact that there's, I think, 300 and some tracks across the U.S., it's doable. It really allows us to go around there. Because every time we do an event, we pair it with, a Subaru dealer. Like, if you look at our schedule, it's packed with Subaru dealer events. So we like going to a local racetrack or a big event, and you know there's going to be a dealer or two there that we can tie in, do a show there, bring some excitement to the dealer, and in return, the dealer helps us, you know, follow our dreams. So it's pretty cool. So,
and you mentioned you had a 67 Camaro. That's probably one of the greatest muscle cars of all time. Do you still have that car?
I wish. Yeah, I had a 67 RS with 327. It had a Keith Black 327, and it ran the best of a 1290, which was crazy fast back then. Yeah, 1290 was really a fast car back then. But I wish I did it. You know what's funny? I'm working on a reality show right now that I created that is called My First Love. It's about finding people's actual cars, not a replica of, but tracking down their actual cars, people that had to get rid of their cars for hardship, going after them, finding the car, and in a surprising way, revealing it back to the owner. So it's like a heartfelt reality show, all based on what you just said. Do you still have that first car, that one car you really, really love that you somehow got rid of or you had to force to get rid of? And we're going to go out there and get it back for people and follow the history of where did that car go. So it's going to be a really cool show. Keep your eyes out for it. It's called My First Love. I think it'll be like a spring or summer 2014.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to dig deep here. I'm checking out IMDb, sure. And you never know how exactly accurate this is, but you were on Saved by the Bell New Class. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
I was. That was my first acting job. That was the first time I got to speak on TV. And you know what? I had gone in on a couple auditions, not a lot, but at that time being a newcomer, I was totally frustrated. Like, oh man, I'm not booking anything. It was only my third or fourth audition, but I had thought, you get every audition you go for. Who knew?
Right.
Later in life, you realize you go on 50 and you barely get one. So it was my third, fourth audition, and the role was for an Italian-looking Fonzie kind of guy that knew about cars, and his name was Grease. And I was like, okay, if I don't get this one, I'm quitting acting. It was the funniest thing. I was after 3 or 4 auditions. So I go in there, and, I had my leather jacket, and I used to have my hair like James Dean style, and I nailed it, and I got it, and I got in front of the directors, and we did it in front of a live audience, and that was my first time doing a sitcom, multi-camera in front of a live audience, and that was really, I was hooked. I only had a few lines. I had like 2 scenes, a few lines, and I played this kind of Fonzie character in the auto shop. And it was funny because they gave me a wrench to work on the engine, and I told them that's the wrong size. And I actually went and I grabbed the right size, and then I started like working on this prop, this mock engine thing they had there, but it was funny.
That's great. Well, Ali, we appreciate you coming on. Coming up here May 5th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is the Subaru Shootout. And now people can also participate. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's an event within an event. So Subaru Las Vegas is helping us throw the Subaru Shootout, but it's part of the IFO series, which is called the Import Face-Off Series. And even though it's called the Import Face-Off Series, it's welcome to every make model. I was in Bakersfield earlier this year, and you had a ton of domestics there too. So there's a bunch of classes, there's fun runs, and within that there's going to be the Subaru Shootout, which is 4 classes for various Subaru stuff. So we'll have our BRZ out there. We're going to have a lot of new cool cars, the Turbo Forester, the new 2014 Turbo Forester. We're going to have that out there. The new Crosstrek, the Impreza. There's going to be a lot of stuff. But yeah, anybody can come. I believe it's like $17 or $20 to race, so it's totally affordable. We're expecting thousands of people to come, hundreds of cars competing. Our shootout is drawing cars from the East Coast. We've gotten reports that people from Canada and Mexico are coming. This is the first time we're doing a shootout like this, so we're really going to feel it out. And what I want to do is try to make it an annual deal at the Strip because it's such a cool destination point in Vegas in general. It's an excuse for people to come out, and whether they, if I did it somewhere else, I don't think we'd get as much attention. So I love the track there. I've raced there a ton of times, and I'm Southern California based, so it's not too far from us, but it's also a cool destination point for people to come, and I can't thank Subaru and primarily Subaru Las Vegas enough, Burton Hughes and Gary Harding and the guys over there for supporting us doing this.
That's actor and founder of Easy Street Motorsports, Ali Afshar, who will be in Vegas on May 5th at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And, of course, you're going to try to set that world record. Now I want to ask you, Jason, what was your first car? You remember your first car?
Of course I do.
And did you drag race?
No.
On the streets of on the mean streets of Boston.
Well, not of Boston, but of Reading, Massachusetts.
Which to everybody else is the same place, by the way.
Okay, so it was a wood paneled Chevrolet Caprice wagon.
No.
Yes.
Why in God's name? What year was it?
It was 1989, 1991.
Wood. You had wood paneling on the side.
Yeah,
picking up all kinds of chicks with that mobile here, huh, buddy?
It was
Big
great.
mobile.
I used to just kind of truck everybody around. So that's what that I drove. But you know what? The best part about it, I got in 2 accidents in one day. Now,
why is that the best part?
Because I didn't get no damage on it.
Yeah, because it's got wood paneling.
And right. And the reason why I got in the accidents, all right, I'm not a bad driver. It was an icy day out, and, it was one of those snow days. And I got, into an accident. I hit a tree. And later on, after I backed out of that tree, I hit a telephone pole.
No damage at all?
No damage. So, yeah, it was great. But I'm pretty sure that's why my parents
Did you have to put some extra Thompson's water seal on the side of your wood paneling, make sure everything is all kosher with that?
It was kosher. But, so what about yours?
I had a 1980 Toyota pickup, 2-wheel drive. It was a long bed, yellow, bright canary yellow, one of the ugliest looking trucks of all time.
Sounds awesome.
But I loved it.